Hi, welcome to the third and final day of the Kandersteg Ice Climbing Festival. Here's what we've got coming up. We catch up with Ines Papert to talk about her latest ventures in the far reaches of the world, and we have all the action from the finals of the Kandersteg competition. But first up, we have news from British climbing's equivalent of the dynamic duo. Whittaker and Tom Randall have broken the Staffordshire Nose record. Not quite as famous as the El Capitan version, but this one basically involves climbing 31 routes across 3 crags as fast as you can. The thing that the 31 climbs have all got in common is that they were put up by either or both of Joe Brown and Tom Randall, legendary British rock climbers, and this is a bit of a tribute to them from Tom and Pete.
In a world of climbing, there is a challenge that can make or break a man. It was born in Yosemite, California, and completed by the legends of Florine, Kuriyama, Potter, Leary and Honnold. Over in England, we like to be a little bit more civilized. We take our climbing with grass, drizzle and a lovely hot flask of tea.
The master plan. We're going to try and do the Staffordshire Nose challenge and what order are we going in again?
The boys have produced a 2-part video documenting their record-breaking day, and we have it exclusively on EpicTV next week. Up next, we managed to grab a word with Ines Papert while she was here competing at the festival and find out what she's been up to for the past couple of months in the Himalayas. Ines, welcome to EpicTV.
Hello, hello.
How was the qualification?
It was a good training, I would say. I just climbed without any expectations.
Have you been training since you got back?
I did train, yeah, of course. The winter is just hopefully coming soon.
Ines' trip to Nepal saw her complete the first ascent of Likhu Chuli 1, although it hadn't been the original idea of her and her partner Thomas Senth, as they were looking to make an ascent on the north face of Tenkangbochi.
The ice didn't form up that face we wanted to do, so we decided to change. We climbed Pachamo as an acclimatization trip. When we climbed Pachamo, we first noticed that mountain, and we thought, well, it's a beautiful north face, so we asked some friends by satellite phone, and they said it might be a virgin mountain.
Do you have to get a permit, or were you okay? You can just go? I was thinking about that.
Yeah, we had a permit for Tenkangbochi, and lucky as we were, the license officer never appeared in the base camp,
oh,
so
really?
we could do what we wanted. The whole north face took us one day to the cornice at the top. We couldn't manage that one in the dark. Had an open bivouac just below at 6,600 meters, which was really uncomfortable. And climbed up the next day, had pretty soon a bivouac in our tent. We traversed the whole mountain, climbed the west side. I climbed the west side. Thomas already had problems with his toes and wanted to warm his feet in the tent. But he convinced me to keep going, so I kept going.
Peak Faragosha, 6.770 Meter. Und ich glaube, ich weiß, dass ich heute der erste Mensch hier oben bin.
What a busy lady. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us, Ines. Up next, we've got what you've all been waiting for, the action from the finals here in Kandersteg. If it wasn't for my bad shoulder, I'd have been showing him how it was done. The routes set for the final were roughly in the range of M10, maybe even M11, so the climbing was pretty impressive to watch and threw up a few surprises. Petra Klingler was one of the favourites to win the women's event, but got stuck 4 moves from the top of her route on a free-hanging wooden pillar. Christian Lehmann of Black Diamond Europe predicted on Wednesday's climbing daily that she'd do well, so he didn't quite get that one right, but he was spot on when he told us to watch out for German powerhouse Ines Papert, who topped out on the final route in the very last second of the allowed time. Give it up for Ines Papert! However, despite topping out on the route, Ines wasn't quite as fast as Nadia Galyamova and had to settle for 2nd place overall. Meanwhile, over in the men's competition, things were no less fierce. Marcus Bentler was Christian's bet for the win, but he didn't even make the podium, such was the standard of the other climbers. The final result in the men's competition was Alexander Martavia in 3rd, Damian Beck in 2nd, and taking home the winner's prize was Nikolai Primarov. Well, that's it from Kandersteg. It's been a great few days, but next week we are back in Chamonix, where we will be bringing you all the climbing news from around the world. See you then. Be best known for free climbing the compressor route on Serra Torre, but this is a pretty impressive ascent by any measure.